welcome back to a new video, and this week we are going to talk about what you can do at home as a photographer. Now, I'm going to put out at least one more of these episodes, so stay tuned for some ideas about how you can develop your skills and do some things at home that will benefit your practice in the long run as a film photographer. The most obvious one that comes out to mind immediately, for me anyway, is my archive. Now, what we're going to do in this video is take your archive from this to this. Now, archiving is in no way a pleasant experience. It is grueling, it is time consuming, it is slow, and of course it is annoying. But I'm going to quickly show you how I go through all of these steps to get my archive back up to a workable level, because it's a mess right now and we need to fix that. In the process of doing this so far, I found it really pleasing to see just how far I've come in taking photos from 2014 up until now. And it goes from being very hobbyist up until very more intentional is how I would say that I take photos now, much more intentional. But there's something beautiful and naive about the images in these earlier photos that I get to go through and learn about stuff and experience a serious sense of nostalgia.
What do you want to say?
There's so many reasons why archiving can be good for you and so many things that you can learn from previous work. But most importantly, because you have a physical archive like film, it's good to organize it and good to know where it is in case of future exhibitions, future printing, and future possibilities that it is going to be valuable to you. Potentially in the future, you might lose your hard drive, but then you have all of your physical files locked away in a folder that you can just get back out and scan again, and all of your memories are there. So organize your archive. All right, let's do this. So here's my process. Here's my process. I get the original negatives in their flimsy little sleeves, and I go to my scanner, which is right next to me. I load up my first 3 things of 35mm. I scan them into the computer. Then I edit the photos using whatever software you like. I tend to use Negative Lab Pro or Silverfast, depending on how I'm feeling. And then put them in the sleeves. You name, date, title, and then write the file name that they're saved under on the top of the print file sheets, and then you put them in a folder and they're done. This is not an easy or quick process. It takes me on average an hour to do one sheet of these. So at the moment I'm looking at about another 60 hours worth of focused work to complete these. So I do actually scan these live. So if you want to see the process of me scanning these images and have any questions about how I convert my negatives or what software I use or anything like that, there's a link down below to my Twitch channel, which is where I live stream all of these editing days where I punch out a few hours of archiving this giant archive.
So here I am in Epson Scan, and what I'm doing here is just getting my settings prepared for this thing. So what I've got on the screen now is a preview. So I've pressed preview and this film block has come up. So now I've got to make sure that I click the film with area guide that I create, and then positive film because we need that for Negative Lab Pro, and then my image size and all that kind of stuff you can figure out for yourself If you want to ask any more questions, jump over to the stream and we can talk about it more. I've got a bit of dust removal, but now I'm going to go select the frames for my image, and that is going to be the images that we're going to go take over to Lightroom to use with Negative Lab Pro. So you have to make sure there's a bit of film border on the side, like just on the edges there. So just select them carefully and make sure there's a bit of film that is actually showing, because you need that to calibrate the software to convert these files. Nice, so after pulling some of those photos out of Epson Scan, what I'm going to do here is now use Negative Lab Pro to convert a positive image into a negative. So I've been playing around with Negative Pro for about 3 days now, on and off, so I'm really just getting the hang of it. So if they don't look perfect, I'm still practicing. Anyway, so what you have to do is grab your dropper tool over here, and you can just press W on your keyboard to access your dropper anyway. And then once you have hit the white balance on this part of the film, that's why we needed to get those borders exposed before, we just crop in to the image so that the software doesn't pick up the borders and try and convert those. So you make sure that nothing is on the outside, and then if you've set up your hotkey, you can press Control-Alt-N. I have no idea what it would be for a Mac. Or if you can't do that, go to File, go to Plugin, Extras, and then hit Negative Lab Pro if you've got it installed. It's going to analyze this, and then it's going to do our conversion for us. And already that looks pretty great. I like to go linear because it opens up the image a lot for me. It's kind of close to my style. And then all you do is your little tweaks here and there. This is Kodak Gold 400, so there's supposed to be a lot of these gold colors and green colors. It's pretty common. So I'm pretty stoked with that. And then if you want to go even further, you can come down here into your colors panel, HSL colors. And you grab your saturation, your hue, or your luminance, and you always use the select tool. And if you want to sort out some of your sky stuff, and you may look at these sliders here, but you got to remember that this is inverted. It's the complete opposite. So normally if you want brighter, you'd go up, but it's inverted. So I'm going to bring that up a little bit. I think that looks nice. The reflection in the water looks really cool. So I'm going to try and bring that to about there. And then I'm going to change the colors of a few sections just to give a bit more tone that I like. Less green, a bit more magenta. And that's it. So I'll just speed through the next one here and you can watch the process again. Again, I use Frontier as my scanner. I just like it. I use almost no pre-saturation. I always use TIFFs because that's how I scan them in the first place, and 5% buffer on this border. That comes up. Beautiful teal and gold look of Kodak Gold. I'm almost stoked with it. You can open this back up again. I use linear deep. If I just go linear, it's stunning. You can play with these hues just a little bit to get them kind of where you want them. Straight away, that's nice. I would leave it all there. But there's the two photos there. And that is a quick, very top-down view of using Negative Lab Pro with Epson Scan.
And now finally, you need to take your film that you just scanned in your film holder and you've taken it out and you are putting it into your beautiful print file archive sheets. You can do it either way, but you just gotta make sure that the emulsion side is up and you slide it in. That's where the cotton gloves come in handy. You don't want oils on these, so get a pair of these. Transferring from here to here, going through the computer, and then you've archived your stuff. Thank you for watching this week's video. That is all from me about archiving. If you want to check out the stream, the link will be down below in the description where you can ask as many questions as you need, and I can answer them live right there with you. Now, thank you for watching this video. It's not really like my normal kind of content, but I thought showing process in this time of isolation is an extremely important thing. and just something to do in this time. Reflect, grow, look at your old photos. Enjoy. If you haven't already, click subscribe for me and like this video. If you want to see more content like this, let me know in the comments below. Cheers.